Hi all and welcome back to the channel. Here today with another World War III video for you. Once again, slightly different today. Now, today's video is going to be the start of a new kind of playlist of videos. They will remain in the normal playlist, but they're kind of a series, probably a better word for it. And they are going to be Let's Talk. Now, these videos are not going to have gameplay for the most part. They might have little snippets here and there or whatever, but they are mostly going to be talking about the current state of the game, thoughts, opinions, stuff like that, trying to get information out there rather than pre-cut, pre-recorded, planned, etc. gameplay that kind of makes the game look a certain way that a fair few people do, or where stuff gets labeled in a certain way within a game, like metas or ping abusing or cheaters and stuff like that. Those sort of topics are what we're going to try and tackle. Now, before we get into today's one, please, if you do like this, like, subscribe, comment, anything like that. If you don't like it, please do leave a comment, tell me why. And basically, let's just try and enjoy. Please do remember though, big disclaimer here, these are my thoughts and my opinions on the game in its current state from what I have played all the way back from the closed invite only alphas back in 2018 through to the initial launch in October 2018 and through now into May of 2022. Now, this is everything we discussed today is going to basically include everything up to this point, obviously. So if you watch this video at a later date or after a few updates where shit might have changed, don't bitch. Stuff's going to have changed. Anyway, now, let's get into the first. Let's talk metas. So, to begin, we're going to just going to talk about kind of metas in general within World War III. Kind of, I see the word being thrown around a lot, or a fair amount anyway, with kind of the way people have built guns or what gun they think is the best gun in the game. It's the meta weapon. No one will use any other weapon, or certain vehicles are meta and this, that, and the other. It's all bollocks. This is the beauty about World War III. Every weapon is viable. Every strike is viable. You have the ability to make weapons how you see fit, how you want to play with them, how you want to use them. Might you win every situation? No. Will a certain meta build win you every situation? No. Gameplay is a huge part of it. How you play, how you find your ebb and flow throughout the entire game, the matches, the maps. Some of you might hate Polani, some of you might hate Warsaw for whatever reason. Like, it all depends how you play the maps, what weapons you like to use, how you use them, where you sit, how you play, and all that jazz. Now, we're going to start properly by talking about meta weapons in particular. I see a lot of people throw around the word meta for guns like the Scar H, the 417, the 416, the M4. These four guns in particular are the ones that I see meta thrown around a lot for, or that they need nerfs. Now, I don't disagree that some of these guns might need nerfs. That is kind of the state of early access for pretty much every single game in existence. And some games, hell, they even, after full release 2 years down the line, change and nerf stuff. It's balancing. It will always need looking at. However, these being the meta weapons that no one else will, like, no other weapon will get used, is once again complete bollocks. Now, I've seen kind of people throw around like, oh, these attachments makes this gun unbeatable. This is the meta weapon, the meta build. No. The beauty about World War III, as I've already said, is that you can make guns how you want. So if you're someone who likes to rush in really quick, recoil isn't really a big issue because you're good at controlling recoil, but you need sprint to fire time, ADS time, you can build your gun that way. If that's how you want to play, that's your weapon, that's your gameplay. you're going to build a weapon around you rather than build a meta weapon that, in all honesty, doesn't work for everyone. If you, say, like to play it kind of medium ranges or whatever for that weapon, you might build it for recoil reduction just so you can kind of spray down corridors or across the open and get people. Once again, you build it around you and what you are wanting. There isn't really any meta attachments. I've played around with a bunch of different weapons in the game and a bunch of different builds for them. I personally prefer marksman barrels on most weapons because I like to play at a bit more of a range. I do get close and rush in at times, but I do like to play at range. I don't really hold angles. I like to keep moving, but I don't go for ADS speed or sprint to fire speed most of the time. I personally stick to recoil reduction. Now, the thing is, a lot of people say like, oh, there's the monster big grip. Does minus 30% vertical recoil reduction, adds 10% horizontal recoil. It's not really meta. Might seem meta on the surface for vertical recoil reduction, but honestly, you might be better taking like the RGL grip, making it so it has minus 15% recoil in general, and then adding a muzzle that does minus 20% vertical recoil just to control the vertical parts a bit more. Maybe you're really good at controlling vertical recoil. You need to eliminate horizontal recoil. Go for it. Build the gun that way. There isn't really any meta attachments, and there isn't really any meta weapons. My Wick video, I use pistols an entire match in Warsaw. Completely fucking viable. Recently, I've been using shotguns and SMGs a fair bit more. Viable. Even against rifles, snipers, etc. Just depends how you play, how you maneuver. Different rifles, yeah, they're all completely viable. The shotguns in the game are really fucking good. I see a lot of people throw around that shotguns need a nerf. People have got kind of a warped vision on how shotguns should perform. A lot of games do not do them any sort of justice. Now, this is probably from a balancing standpoint, but for your average gamer who kind of doesn't know shit about weapons and just goes off what they know in games, shotguns don't turn into confetti after 10 meters. If chokes get added to this game as well, to obviously reduce the pellet spread, even more so. The shotguns in this game are still viable. You can still injure people up to kind of 50 meters with the MCS. This is the pump action shotgun. Does fuck all damage. Does like, I don't know, somewhere between like 3 and 6 damage, depending on how many pellets hit. But you can still hit people at 50 meters. This is with a medium barrel, not even the long barrel. So they don't turn into confetti. At close range, yeah, of course shotguns are going to dominate. They're kind of meant to. I'm sorry, if you take a full fucking shell of buckshot to the face, you're not walking it off. But to be honest, same goes for kind of all weapons. Depending on how you build them, you can compete against shotguns in close range. It is really doable. But at the end of the day, the shotguns are kind of realistic, so don't bitch that they need a nerf. If you see someone bitching that they do, they really don't. The only thing that might need a slight bit of adjusting is the Vepr 12. Its rate of fire is pretty insane, but if you miss your shots, you're fucked. So it could do a slightly lower damage model at times, but it really depends how you hit your shots and where you hit people with them. Mainly the rate of fire is probably the thing that needs adjusting rather than the damage. Now, in general, when it comes to meta weapons, what I can see not becoming meta, but becoming something that you will see common amongst high-level, max-level people, is people using the M200. The M200, whilst it's not the meta sniper rifle, if you're playing super long distances, it will become your main sniper. ADS time on it sucks. The cycle speed on it isn't great. You can't hip fire. Not that you need to. You'll be playing long range, and most of the time you will one-tap someone to anywhere in the torso across an entire map. This is why it will become kind of your main weapon if you do super long range sniping and can hit your shots. However, yes, it is really good in this aspect. Yes, you can get wall bangs with it more than you can other sniper rifles, but at the end of the day, the cycle rate is quite slow. However, that being said, to make it not become meta amongst max level people, it is going to need some sort of nerf, probably to make it so it needs the marksman barrel to hit one shot, one kill to anywhere on the torso across a map, because this will slow the ADS, slow the cycle, ultimately slowing the rate of fire. Therefore, if you miss your first shot, then a person has kind of 3 to 4 seconds to maneuver. This is big, and I think this would help the snipers. However, that being said, I've seen a lot of people using the G29 and the Totschnost recently with 2x hollow sights on them and stuff to make it so that they can ADS really quick. This is so that they can kind of shoot at close range. They do quite a lot of damage at close range. I think the snipers need a bit of balancing, however. They're hitting kind of your upper arm here-ish, kind of in your bicep, tricep area, and dealing 100 damage, instantly killing you. Kind of needs a bit of balancing in that regard. I don't think you should be able to get hit in the arm and instantly die. But hell, hit someone in the chest or the stomach, especially at close range, with like, oh, not close range, but kind of medium-ish ranges. With a sniper, hell yeah. I don't see why it shouldn't, as long as you don't hit the strike plate and they don't have steel armor. So yeah. Meta weapons in general, however, in the game, referring back to the previous 4, they do laser beam at times, some of them. Some of them can be very quick TTKs, depending on where they hit you. So they do need balancing. However, they are not meta. My favorite weapon is the barrel. I've just maxed the barrel out. My favorite weapon. I don't really want to max any other weapon out because of how much I like the barrel. Recoil on it? Yeah, okay, it's not as controllable as the M4 or the 416. Feels like it does more damage, though. Single fire it at range, you'll fucking beam people. All depends on how you build your gun and how you want it built. You can turn the barrel into an SMG, essentially, as you can with most weapons. You can compact barrel it. You can make it so it's got quick spread to fire, quick ADS time, put really good muzzle on it that brings the recoil back down. Have a small sight on it that doesn't really affect much, and you'll be good. You'll be able to do stuff that really helps it become more of an SMG style gun. And this does go for all weapons. You can put marksman barrels on SMGs, giving them slightly more range. You could put compact barrels on SMGs, meaning you ain't going to do fuck all past kind of 20, 30 meters with them. But someone gets in your grill, they'll be dead before they can fucking pull their gun up, as long as you're on it. The most important thing to know, there are no fucking metas. Everything you see about metas in World War III, barring this saying there are no metas, is kind of bullshit, and it's about how people play and what they want you to believe. Yes, this might seem like a dig at other content creators. No, it's not, and it's not meant to be. This is purely getting information out to people looking at the prospect of buying World War III. The game is very worth it. The weapons are balanced a lot. You're not really going to find an issue with balancing, in my opinion. There's not really any metas, so you don't have to worry about trying to unlock a certain gun. Attachments come over time when you use a weapon more and more, but that what will also come with that is practice with using that weapon. You'll develop your gameplay with that weapon, and figure out how you want to do stuff. This will be key for most people. This is not a dig at anyone for anything that they might put out. I just want people to know that there are no metas. You do not need to worry. If you think this game looks like it's your game, if you loved Battlefield 3, 4 kind of thing, if you liked some of the better Call of Duties, depending on who you are, meaning for me anyway, the Modern Warfare reboot came out a couple of years back. If you like that sort of style, Battlefield 3, 4, if you kind of want something that bridges the gap a little bit between kind of those games and Insurgency, Sandstorm, or like Squad and stuff like that, just because of the balancing with weapons, the time to kill, the armor and system, and the armor plates can be broken, helmet can be taken off and stuff, this game is most likely for you. I highly advise spending the $15, euros, pounds, whatever, for the basic edition on this game in its current state if you like those. It is fucking amazing, and you won't regret it for that price. Just persevere. It might seem rough at first. Try out all the different weapons. Find your ebb and flow with your gameplay and how you want to play on the maps. Most importantly, don't be toxic. Don't be a dick when it comes to gameplay. Some guy sat at spawn and C4'd me the other day because I had my own vehicle and they didn't have their IFV. Don't be toxic like that. It ruins the gameplay for everyone. They finished the game with minus 4,000 points. So yeah, don't be toxic. And this could be one of the best games, one of the best FPSs to come out in a long, long time, in my opinion. Support it. And trust me, you'll have a great time. But anyway, I think this about concludes it for this first Let's Talk Metas. And it's got kind of a little bit of a rant and a bit of a talk here. But yeah, I hope anyone who has watched this far has enjoyed it. And I hope you'll enjoy the next ones when I do them. If you want to see any specific videos on anything, I'm going to look at kind of making an anti-tank one soon and stuff. If you enjoyed this, please do leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. If you didn't, tell me down below. We can have a proper discussion. I'm open to discussing stuff with people. I'm not about toxicity though. If you come in here trying to bitch about my opinions or whatnot, I'm just going to outright fucking block you. Like, it's not what we're here for. It's not what we do. So we want to be here. We want to have fun. We want to do shit. We want to do it right. We want to support this game. This game is amazing. Please do check out my other videos if you haven't already. They vary in kind of gameplay and kind of stuff like that. And whether they're proper recordings or kind of Twitch stream highlights. I hope you have enjoyed them though. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you enjoy those if you haven't seen them already. I do stream on Twitch as well. There'll be a link down below, as well as links for other stuff like, I don't know, Discord merch, Twitter, all that sort of shit. So, hope everyone has enjoyed this though. And yeah, much love all. I'll see you in the next one.